Hi everybody, welcome to my backyard. My name is Amanda Fagan and today I'm going to show you how to make a flower pot out of this bowl that I got from the dollar store. I really love container gardening. I like the fact that I can change things up year to year. I like using different colors and different containers, adding texture to my garden. Problem is that a typical flower pot about this size would cost about $15 to $20. Flower pots sit out all year. They're exposed to the weather elements. They get broken, they get cracked, they get blown away. And so I don't really like to spend a lot of money on them if I'm just going to use them for maybe one summer or two summers. So I use containers of all different shapes and sizes. Some I get from the dollar store. Some items are items that I've repurposed for containers. One item here, this is an old citronella candle that I turned into a little flower pot. I saved the aluminum pot. I'm growing parsley in it. This one here, you can see it was an old waste paper basket from one of the kids' rooms. They decided they didn't want it anymore, so I turned that in. A little flamingo matches with the colors. So first we have to start with good drainage. That is the secret to any container planting. It's really easy to achieve good drainage. So first of all, you have to add some holes to the bottom. There's a couple ways you can do this. If you have a drill and a small drill bit, you can just drill in the holes. Other way, if you don't have a drill, super easy. Take a long nail and hammer and just gently pound it in, and then you will create a hole. I put in 4 for optimal drainage. Drainage is really important because if the water sits in there, the roots will start to rot. And if the roots start to rot, the plant will die. It won't grow. The next step to good drainage is to add a layer of rock. The rock serves 2 purposes. It kind of slows that drainage down because we don't want to water plants and then have all the water just run right out. And then it also provides good airflow for the roots. Because besides water, the roots need good airflow. And they achieve that in the ground because the worms and the bugs, they make tunnels and holes and allow airflow. But we don't have those in our container, so we have to artificially create that. I'm going to put a layer of rock in. Not a big layer, maybe 1 or 2 rocks high. You can see I have them in here just on the bottom. And then you want to settle it out. All right. Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about soil. So soil is really crucial. It's really easy to go to the store and pick out the cheapest bag, which is usually a bag of topsoil. About $2 a bag. You don't want to spend a lot of money. I get it. This is the one place that you just don't want to skip. Topsoil doesn't have the nutrients that the plants need, and believe me, I have made this mistake many times myself. It also compacts down, so it doesn't allow the roots to expand and grow, allowing the plant to grow bigger. And it dries out very fast. It doesn't hold the water like a potting soil or a more expensive soil will. I work a lot of long hours, so I have to depend on my family to water for me, and sometimes their definition of watering is not my definition of watering. Usually theirs is, oh, I splashed it, okay, it's good. So I really need a good soil to hold that moisture until I can get around to the next day and go ahead and water it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a layer of potting soil. I like the Miracle-Gro. It has added nutrients. The other thing is it's actually made for containers, and it promotes or it stabilizes the watering. It holds the water better. You want to make a thin layer. I'm going to go about 2/3 full. This plant that I'm putting in is smaller, it's not big. If you had a larger plant, maybe you would only want to go about halfway full. Go ahead and fill that up. And if you notice, I'm not really packing that dirt down. I'm just kind of placing it in there. We don't want to pack it. We want to make sure that our roots have nice, loose soil so they can expand and can go throughout the whole entire container. The root system gets bigger, the plant gets bigger, it grows bountiful and beautiful flowers for us. All right, so that should be about it. Okay, so the next thing is that we want to create a hole for our root ball. You see, I'm kind of pushing the dirt that I put in all around, making a hole inside. I hope you can see that. All right, and then we're going to take our flower out. Now, we have to be very careful. Plants don't like to be transplanted. They get very shocky, they get wilty, and if you shock them enough, they'll die. So we want to be very careful. So we're going to go to the very base of the plant, and we're going to pull it out very gently. And we're kind of actually going to wiggle it out, just pull the existing pot away from the root ball. And we want to get the whole entire thing out. I did a good job. You can see all the roots. It's called pot bound. It definitely needs a bigger home. It doesn't want to be in there any longer. And if we start to break off those roots, then we're killing the plant. We're taking away from its root system, which helps it absorb nutrients and water to grow bigger. Then we're going to place it in the hole, and I actually have to go a little bit deeper. All right, we're going to place it right in the hole. And now I'm just going to kind of build my dirt around very loosely. If you notice, I'm still not packing. And then I'm just going to fill in the gaps around the plant. Go ahead and fill that up. Okay, and I'm going to give it a good water. Now, I've shocked the plant, so it needs lots of help. And the soil is moist, but it's still kind of dry. And plus, it was root bound, so we want to give it a really good watering. To really saturate the soil. Typically, when we're watering after this, we're not going to give it this good of watering. There is such thing as overwatering your plant. But for right now, we want to keep this plant as happy as possible. So a good saturation, good watering will help it get used to its new home. Planting with containers can be really fun. It's a really creative way of expressing yourself, throwing a whole bunch of different colors into your yard or even into your house. It's very easy to do, as I've shown you, and it's really easy to keep them up as long as you have the right drainage and you water them every day. And believe me, I have had my share of Pinterest disasters, but I can assure you that this one is not one. So happy planting, enjoy your flowers. Thank you for listening.